Hey, what's good, everybody? It's Maymoney back again for another video. This time we're talking about The 100, Season 4, Episode 7, entitled Gimme Shelter. Wow. Wow. This episode was so fucking good. I loved it. I'm on time this time. Hope you guys are happy with me about that. I decided to do my reviews first, and then since I already have the reactions recorded, I will do the reactions after that, probably when I get home tonight, for sure, so they'll both be up. But yeah, let's get into it. So overall, I loved the I love the whole like emotional kind of this storyline. This episode really had me emotionally stirred up. I thought that it was really well done. I liked the dialogue between all of the characters that we got some really great dialogue discussions between some characters like Bellamy and Kane, and Ilian and Octavia, and even a little bit with Harper and Kane. I liked some of the things that were said between the characters was really nice, and the performances blew me away. Wow. First of all, the actors from season 1 till now, they've gotten so into their characters. They're just doing such a great job. All around, the performances were so well fucking done. Oh my gosh. So kudos to you guys in the fucking cast. You guys killed it this episode, and I enjoyed every performance that was on the table for tonight. But yeah, so let's get into a little bit about what's up with Octavia and Ilian. Okay, because it started off with them. Octavia's on her way out. She's still hurting really hard, and Ilian is following her, and they're kind of beefing, whatever, but sure enough, the black rain comes, so they kind of have to squash their differences for a second and get some shelter out of the rain, which Ilian is still clueless about what the fuck is going on. Nobody has explained anything to him, but we'll talk about that in a second. But so they get into the cave, they're rinsing off the horse, taking off all their clothes and everything, and freaking they're sitting in there. I like that little line, why don't you build a fire? You're good at that kind of thing. That was pretty funny. But yeah, so they're chilling in there, and he's talking about, what happened to him. And I know a lot of people don't like Ilian for whatever reason. Well, because he burned down the Ark, and yes, that is a very valid reason to not like him. But I, even though I was really upset that he did that, I still, feel for him, and I still, really feel for him in his situation. Everything that happened with him and his family, and, it was by his hands, and he had no control over it. He was confused. He was lost. He was terrified of what happened. That is some scary shit. And nobody has even, tried to tell him about, what happened and tried to make an explanation for him. So, yeah, I totally get where he's coming from, and he's probably emotionally really traumatized from that, mentally just fucked up. So I get that, and I really felt for him in that moment. I really liked that. That he was able to kind of talk to Octavia about that. They're in the cave. Might as well squash some of your differences now while you have to wait out the black rain. And so Octavia is still not feeling any sympathy towards him. And then her ass gets up and just walks out and tries to walk out into the rain. And I really liked, first of all, the acting. And secondly, just Ilian, stopping her is just stop, don't do this. He at least, he's helped her out a lot, even though she hasn't been very grateful or whatever. But she's lucky that he's there for a lot of reasons. So good on you, Ilian, for helping out your girl Octavia, because I would have been really upset if she would have walked out into the black rain. So good thing he was there. But yeah, I just thought that that was a really intense moment for sure. And then of course they have their little hookup, which, some people have said, it was too soon. They didn't really get it. It's not too soon. I mean, it's that's pretty average. I feel that's pretty normal behavior. If you're fucking stuck in a cave with, he's not a bad looking dude, and you're having a hard time, what else are you going to do? You're just going to sit there and just mope and fucking Like, no, you're gonna do something that's gonna distract you, and like she said, just make me feel something else. So I get it. She's not trying to think about that. Like, she's not trying to talk about like everything that's been going on with Lincoln and stuff. So I get it. It's totally understandable, and you know, he's a cutie, so fuck it. Might as well go for it. Might as well wait it out in some fashion. And you know, at least, and I feel like that kind of connection kind of brought her back, kind of back down to earth a little bit, kind of like stabilized her a little bit, because we saw her, you know, toss her knives into the water and kind of just leave them there at the end, and Ilian's like, I'm gonna go home, and she gives him a ride home eventually. So I hope to see like something more between them, you know, start to build. You know, yeah, they had their hookup, whatever, it's still fresh and new, but you know, it doesn't mean that they still can't build upon like that interaction, and I think that they would be good for each other, because they have a lot of similarities and stuff. So yeah, I really enjoyed that whole interaction. I thought that it was really, really good. Yeah, so let's move on over to Clark, Amori, Murphy, and Abby's storyline. I liked this storyline. I thought it was pretty interesting. So Clark gets home. She, you know, meets up with her mom, and her mom's telling her, like, I have a solution, but I don't know if I can sacrifice somebody. Like, we have to test it out on somebody. And Amori is over there, like, listening in. And I'm like, why are you tripping? Like, because clearly, like, they were showing us that Amori was thinking that, that Amori was thinking that they were going to sacrifice her. And I'm like, you're tripping, dude. They're not going to be like, Amori, come here. We're going to put you in this oven. Like, no, like, they would not do that. You're with Murphy. He wouldn't let that happen. Like, you're tripping. You're fucking tripping. I thought she was being extremely paranoid on that part to even assume that they would do that. But whatever. So Clark gets over to the mansion. Whose fucking mansion? I guess I call it Hotel Alley because, but like, I don't know. Something about that mansion. Like, who the fuck was living there? Who was taking care of it? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the house just takes care of itself. But anyway, so we have, yeah, there she's like taking a shower. I liked that little moment where she's just like looking at herself in the mirror. It probably hasn't been fuck, what the fuck is in my eye? 1 second. Sorry, got something in my eye. It's still there, but I'll just deal with it for a little bit. But yeah, so like I liked that she, you know, got to rest up a little bit. But as soon as she fucking lays down, she starts hearing some shit, and I'm like, it started to creep me the fuck out. I was like, what the fuck? Who? Like, what are you hearing? Like, what's going on? I had no clue what the fuck was going on. Turns out somebody broke into the house and they're scavenging around. He attacks Amori. And then, like, they all come down, help him. Like, once Murphy's about to, like, make the kill, she comes up with this whole concoction in her head, like, out of the blue, that she's gonna, like, kind of frame this dude for something and, like, pretend like she knows him and all this stuff. And it's like, oh, I'm out for revenge. I'm gonna kill him. And he was like, who the bitch, you are crazy. That is not me. Like, she's lying. And she's like, no. Like, he did this to me and my brother. Da 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 da. And initially, I thought that they were automatically going to be like, oh, let's use him. Because, you know, like, as soon as he broke in, I was like, oh, use that guy for the test. But it took them a little bit of time to come to that conclusion. But at the end of the whole fiasco with them, like, they decide that they're, you know, going to use him as the kind of guinea pig to put in the radiation oven with everything. So hopefully that motherfucker actually does live, because they're running out of options, they're running out of time, and we really could use some type of solution. So I guess they're not going to space anymore. Yeah, so they better, hopefully that works. I mean, it seems like it's their last option, and something is going to have to work. So hopefully that may be it. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, so, but I really liked the actress that plays Amori. I have no idea what her name is. You guys could let me know. But I think somebody was telling me yesterday, but fuck. I can't remember what it was. Fuck. Anyway, but yeah. So, but kudos to her. She did a really, really great job as well. I think her and Bellamy were my favorites of the night. And Octavia and Ilian too, like, working together. I liked them too. But let's go ahead and move on over to the whole situation with Bellamy and Kane. So they're over, he gets back. First of all, Bellamy is always smashing in that Rover. Like, he's always driving that shit hella fast. So I was not surprised at all that he got caught in a ditch. Because, like, dude, like, slow down a little bit. He be driving, like, 70 miles an hour through the fucking forest and shit. He's cool. He got bars. He got bars and everything. But, bruh. I always think it's funny because he's always, like, driving really fast in that thing. But anyway, so the black rain comes down. They're all, like, emergency getting inside. There's this little thing that kind of confused me with Harper, but then towards the end, I started to understand, because I thought that that dude that she left behind, like, knew her or something, or she knew her, or we were supposed to know that dude, but apparently she was just feeling bad because she didn't help him, and he ended up dying, so she was just feeling really guilty about that. But at first, I was like, are we supposed to know this motherfucker? Because I definitely don't know who this guy is. But anyway. So, but I did like that little kind of like side plot with Harper in there, because it just really was showing like how where everybody is emotionally in this show. But yeah, so Bellamy gets in and he's like worried about Octavia. He's like ready to go get her, like find her. And there's two dudes that call. Oh yeah, and they all strip. Everybody in the cast is like very athletic and very like much in like shape and stuff. Like, good on them. But yeah, and we got some shirtless Bellamy, which I was like, yes, I love shirtless Bellamy. I'm all for it. And actually, Kane didn't look half bad either. I was like, okay, all right, getting it, you know, okay, cool. But anyway, so we see Bellamy, he's on this like mission. He puts on the suit, so we saw like the little trailer shot with him with the suit on. Suit didn't even work at all. Somebody was saying, I saw like a comment that was saying like, oh, like, why wouldn't the suit work against radiation? I think it was because there was holes in it, right? Like, that would make sense because he was taping it. I thought he looked really nice in the suit too, like, how the way he like kind of covered him up. I was like, oh, you look good in that. You should like switch up your style a little bit. I'll stop talking about how good Bob looked in this episode. But let's get into the part that I thought was my favorite part of the episode, was the Bellamy and Kane kind of walkie-talkie conversation. So Bellamy decides that he's going to go save these two dudes. One of them, I think his name is Peter. I had to rewind it because he was whispering again a little bit during that part. But somebody, Peter from the 100 and his dad were caught out in the rain. So he tries to go save them, try to go help them get into the Rover. He's driving, and Kane's like, dude, you know, make sure that you come home safe. Like, make sure you come home. Like, you know, you're doing good to go try to help them. That's all good and gravy, but you need to fucking, like, come home. So, and I liked that because Kane has been really supportive of Bellamy and Octavia in this season so far, and even last season a lot, too. So I really like that he's, you know, stepping in for them and kind of, like, helping them out. But, yeah, so he gets caught in the freaking mud, which I was not even surprised at all. I was like, bruh, like, be careful when you're driving. It's raining outside. You're in the fucking woods. It's dark. Like, of course, he gets stuck in the mud. And oh my God, it just broke my heart. Like, to hear, like, Kane, first of all, telling him, like, you know, either, you know, 2 people are going to die or 3. And so Bellamy just has no choice but to just sit in there and, like, wait in the Rover. And he's like, what should I tell them? And Kane says the truth. And so Bellamy just gets on there and like tells them, you know, I can't make it, I'm stuck in the mud, like I can't help you now. And oh God, it just broke my heart to like see him. I just felt so bad because I was just like, oh, I'm so sorry, Bellamy. Like, I know this is weighing on him so hard and he's trying to do the right thing and he tried so hard, but it's not his fault, you know. He did what he could and that's it, you know. But I just felt really bad, and you could really see the hurt in him, and like how everything has just been like weighing so hard on him. And then he's like talking with Kane, and he's like, I can't protect anybody. He first of all has to listen to these 2 people die on the walkie-talkie, which is just horrible. And then he just like is talking to Kane about how he can't protect anybody. He can't protect his sister. His mom would like hate who he is and everything, and how like helpless Octavia was, and he's just remembering everything, and he's just really having a hard time by himself in the Rover. And I loved Bob. Like, he was like by himself was just amazing. Like, on a walkie-talkie in the scene by himself. I was just like, wow, you are killing it, dude. I was so like, ugh, I just felt for him so hard. Like, he really like conveyed his emotions, and it was just great. But, and then Kane says something like, you can't save somebody who doesn't want to be saved. And that was just like, wow, that was really deep. And then I just like how finally we're starting to get like old Bellamy back, where, I mean, even though he, you know, he's been on his way back for a while, from his like dark place, but like we're starting to get like that hero side of Bellamy that we like saw in like Mount Weather and stuff, where he was kind of like the one really putting his ass on the line and like being very brave and courageous and very smart. Like, he kept it tucked in really well. You know, they had an infiltrator up in there, they didn't know. So I was like really good to see like the hero side of Bellamy back, like that brave, courageous, kind of like solid infiltrator Bellamy. Like, that's my favorite type of Bellamy. So yeah, that was just beautiful. But yeah, I love that whole scene. And then he talks with Kane, and he kind of like reiterates what Kane told him at the end of the episode. And I have a question about that. So let's get into questions and predictions right now. So, first of all, will the bone marrow transfusion test work? Because they are running out of time. So do you guys think that this is going to be the solution that will actually fucking work? Because everything else has failed so far. Doesn't look like they're going back into space. So will the bone marrow transfusion actually work? What do you guys think? Because, yeah, how many options have we went through and have failed? I don't think we can do one more. Otherwise, this season is just about them not failing. Will Raven and Abby be okay? They haven't discussed much about Abby's condition, so I'm thinking she might die because they haven't really been talking about it. So, like, what's going on with Abby? Will Raven be okay? One of them seems like they're on the chopping block. I think it might be Abby. Whew, geez, that's going to be rough. But hopefully that'll kind of bring other characters together, Bellamy and Clark, because, you know, once Abby goes, like, Clark is going to need somebody to, like, really kind of, like, help her, you know, and support her. So I think that'll be really nice. Like, not for Abby to die, because I really like Abby and I don't want her to die, but Clark has a support system, so at least that. But, what's next for Octavia and Ilian? Will they become close? Will Octavia finally be able to move on from Lincoln? So, this is an important question. Like, are we finally going to see Octavia just be able to be, like, you know, like, kind of just, like, have a little bit of closure on the whole Lincoln thing, and be able to just kind of bounce back a little bit? I think we might see her bounce back a little bit, because Ilian is there, and, like, she has a support system. She's always going to have Lincoln in her heart, of course, but, you know, it's okay, like, to, you know, to move on. Like, I don't think Lincoln would want her in such a dark place. You know, you get knocked down, you get back up kind of thing. I think Lincoln would want her to be happy. So hopefully we can see that between her and Ilian, because Ilian also kind of needs somebody. He's alone. Like, he's going to go back home and, like, be by himself. He killed his whole fucking family. Like, it would be nice if, you know, they could, like, kind of come together a little bit. That would be, I think that would benefit both of them really well. And what the fuck is up with Jasper? Again, we haven't seen him. Is he gonna get any type of meaningful storyline this season? That is a good question. Is Jasper gonna get anything meaningful this season? Because so far it's just been him being useless. So I'm just like, okay, why? Maybe they should have killed him off in that room when he tried to kill himself, because, like, where is his storyline going again? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, and will Bellamy and Clark get some walkie-talkie time? You know how Kane and Abby, they be talking on the walkie-talkie. I would like, if they're going to be separated, for at least to get, like, a little scene where they're talking on there, you know, talking about everything and catching up with each other just a little bit, just checking in, making sure each other are okay. I would really like that. Let me know what you guys think about that. And was Bellamy referring to himself at the end of the episode? Where will his storyline lead him? Is he letting go of his sister? And was he talking about himself? Like, if, like, you don't want to be saved, or, you know, that whole thing. Was he talking about himself, or was he talking about his sister? Is he just letting go of Octavia, or is there something going on, like, dark inside Bellamy? Is there, like, a darkness coming back out in him? Like, where was that? Did he mean by that? Because he kind of just walks off. And yeah, so I'm interested to see like his mindset in the next episode, just because of that left me thinking like, hopefully he doesn't go back down a dark path. We know that every time Clark is gone, he has issues. So, well, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, he's learned from his mistakes, and I'm just interested to see like how he's feeling after that. But yeah, prediction wise, I don't really have any. Probably Abby's gonna die. They've been really like keeping me on my toes this season, so I haven't had any predictions. Everything has been very fresh and new for me. Yeah. So yeah. Let me know what you guys predict. Let me know any questions. Heavily, answer my questions. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let's get the discussion started. I will definitely be posting my reaction very, very soon. And yeah, this weekend I'm going to San Diego. So my Walking Dead reaction will be actually in San Diego. And what else? I think that's it. Yeah, so if you like this video, I hope you enjoyed the discussion. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Comment and subscribe. I will definitely be posting, and follow me on all those good websites and stuff just to get to know me and get updates and all that stuff, because I love talking about the 100 and the Walking Dead and all types of stuff with you guys. Anyway, so yeah, I gotta get going. I have a couple of things I need to do today, but I will have my reaction up very soon. It was so fun talking with you guys. And yeah, I will see you extra soon.